Indeed, AI is already transforming the fashion industry. There are a bunch of use cases where AI can help fashion brands to save cost and money. For example, nowadays, brands can have their photo shoots before the physical products are ready. In fact, generative AI can create realistic images of models wearing products before the products are ready to wear. Then we can apply artificial intelligence also for creative purpose. In fact, stylists can visualize their idea, have scratch or live with scratch from zero, just with artificial intelligence, or have scratch by hand and then modify them with artificial intelligence in just seconds. This allows to visualize idea. Another interesting field of application of artificial intelligence in the fashion industry is the one of personalization. In fact, many brands are now allowing customers to personalize their products. You can change maybe a shirt, you can change the fabric of a shirt, or you can add some detail. For example, you can add a pocket. But before buying it, maybe you would like to visualize the final product, and this is customization. And this is possible with artificial intelligence without having to take pictures of all possible options. Another field of application of artificial intelligence in the fashion industry is for process automation, and in particular, process automation in the supply chain. Supply chain for fashion brands is very complex. In fact, they have many collections every year, and they need to coordinate many suppliers because there are thousands of products they need to be sent in a specific place for the production to start or for the distribution to start. So they need to negotiate material or final products to decide a plane and a delivery date. Then there are many issues that can happen, and so they need to find a solution as soon as possible. So all this process imply a huge amount of email back and forth from the brand to the suppliers. And here, generative AI can really help writing email to the supplier with the plan, negotiate the delivery date, understand what the supplier are answering, so they can help extract meaningful information that then can be also used for in optimization algorithm for arrange all the things. And they can also, generative AI can also help filling all the documents that are required by the suppliers. So artificial intelligence can help the overall efficiency of the supply chain and increase the on-time deliveries. Classical machine learning can be used for years in the fashion industry for many issues. So, for example, understanding the campaign effect or the demand forecasting. And interestingly, if we combine classical machine learning with modern artificial intelligence technique, we can go a step further. For example, let's take the case of understanding campaign effect. It's very difficult to understand campaign effect because when we want to study a causal effect, like if I do a campaign, I change the behavior of my customer in such a way, or I increase my sales. This is a causal relation, and to understand causal relation, normally the normal protocol requires to do A/B testing. Normally, A/B testing is what is done in the pharmaceutical industry, but it is not possible to do such a test for a campaign. So how can we do? Normally, there are techniques such as causal machine learning that imply to train two different models, one on the treated customer, so the customer that received the campaign, and another one for trained on the customer that didn't receive the campaign, so the not treated ones. The two groups need to be unbiased, so they need really to be chosen randomly. These are techniques that help understand the effect of the campaign, but the problem is how can we incorporate in this campaign, in this model, specific characteristic of the campaign. So, which was the text that were more effective or the layout that were more effective? This was a very difficult question before, but nowadays we can use modern language model and embedding models for having features of the campaign and incorporate these features in our models. A field where is widely applied machine learning techniques is the one of demand forecasting. What does it mean, demand forecasting? It means we need to forecast how the sales a product will have, how many product I have to produce, and how many product I have to distribute in a certain sales point. This is the question we need to answer. Normally, this is done using time series analysis, so we extract seasonality, trends, and we project them on the future, or we can employ techniques, machine learning techniques that uses future derived by past sales and incorporate exogenous variables such as weather or promotions or particular events and so on. And this work quite well when we have history, but the problem is that fashion brands need to have new collection every year, so they don't have history many times because the products are new. How can we forecast sales of a new product? Nowadays, we can make use of a large language model, but bimodal language model, so models that are able to process both images and text. They build representation of text and video or images in an high-dimensional space. This numerical representation can somehow be fine-tuned to incorporate the taste of a specific group of customers. And that's, I think, is a quite fascinating application of modern generative AI. Anyway, without having to resort to generative AI, we can improve our forecasting model by incorporating the interaction among products. In fact, imagine to enter in a shop and needing a white shirt. So the situation change if you find just one shirt or if you find 10 white shirts. So the 9 more white shirt will change the sales of the first one. Forecasting the products one by one can bring to inaccurate sales. Instead, we can use models like choice models coming from the 18th that help us considering the assortment as a whole. So this will improve not only the forecast but also the assortment because we can optimize the assortment using this kind of model. Another technique for improving forecast of product without history is to transfer knowledge from other channels. So, for example, if you need to predict the sales of a product in the retail channel before it enters the stores for the first time, you can use the knowledge coming from the wholesale channel. In fact, the product enter the store, it will be shown in a showroom during the campaign to all the wholesales that will make orders. You can train a model to learn from the wholesale order which will be the retail sales. AI can make the fashion industry more efficient and more sustainable. In fact, fashion industry is one of the industry that produce more waste, billion of tons of waste. And so making our production more accurate based on the taste of our customer and predicting exactly the right quantity of product to be produced and to be distributed in each sales point will decrease the pollution, make fashion more sustainable.